Well, this isn't in a way even lying, as we are in danger here, as the Dustmen want to give us the true death, or at least attempt to. So we'll just tell her that we are in danger and need help. Inara, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak to you again. And yes, Erin does want to speak to her more. In danger? Inara looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment and we watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. Yes? I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. I'm guessing she will direct us at the exact same portal then, but let's see. Portals? She is talking about them in plural, so... Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? Okay, this is good that we can actually get some detailed information about the portals of this place from her. Inara pauses for a moment as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the Dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. Well, we have a key to the one portal. I don't know, maybe there are other portals in this place that we just don't have the right key for. Then I shall ask one of them. Farewell, Inara. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love, and what you have lost I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. Well, what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and... What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Well, as Erin doesn't instinctively believe in fate or destiny or that, he has no objections about asking of our possible future, if indeed she can actually see it, and if it, holds true or anything. So, tell me. First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. Well, seeing as she apparently has been, at least claims to be, that Dahl said that as well, to have traveled with us before, maybe we have been lovers, and she could be a tremendous help and an asset to us. Not to mention that Erin doesn't really have any qualms about breaking promises as such. He doesn't see any need to keep your promises if there's more benefit when breaking them. So we will make a vow that we will find some means to save her or join her. I mean, through death we will basically join her, kinda, I guess. And it's either that or we find out what's going on and so forth and possibly find a means to get her out. If we don't, then can't be helped, but we can still make a vow. So I swear I will find some means to save you or join you.
This is what my eyes see, my love, unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison filled with regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive?
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You are not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond into the lands of the dead.
What do you mean, die while I still can?
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. Okay, this is again this one. Okay. Other questions, or I don't think there is anything else, so we will leave for now. Farewell, dear Inara, and thank you.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kinda drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Eh? Spirit? That specter I was talking to. The woman. You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mort looks around excited. What did she look like? She was right on top of the beer. Didn't you see her? No, you just kinda drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone adult on me again. No, I'm fine, I think. Let's move on. Well, that was interesting, as Mort didn't see her. Okay, this kinda destroys the, what I said earlier, that Erin knew about her being here due to Mort seeing her first on the scouting run and telling him. I guess that explanation just went out the window. Oh well. But funny thing is, there's no text about this stuff. No idea why not.
I'm gone.
Okay. I think this is a good spot to make a shave, and we shall use this one. Okay, let's head to the center.
Alright.
And see what these guardians guard exactly. Whoa, huge wall that gets highlighted. I have a bad feeling that it's not a good idea to go poke around there. Oh, be quiet. However, that book had some stuff about the enchantments and things. So would it be possible to I don't know, dismantle or kill these guardians using it? Let's take a quick look at it. It was there, Tome of Bone and Ash. Yeah, section regarding guardians. Yeah, I think I remember that they have. Of course, Erin doesn't know that, or, well, he can suspect that, having read the book, so let's see. Before us is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted onto the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. We wonder where the skeleton came from. We weren't aware they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hands looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. And Erin cannot resist the urge to ask, "Hey, how about this skeleton, Mort? Will it do as a body?" Oh, Mort grins. Is that a yes or... Oh, sorry. Mort floats up to the head of the skeleton, stares at it, then floats back down, studying the armor and the blade as he descends. Oh yes, yes, I think this'll do. I don't know if it's a good idea to trying to pry the head off of this thing. Let's try another way first to examine it more carefully. I think we better just leave it alone for now, so just wait a bit. Then what in butter did you ask me if I wanted it for then? Practicing your cruelty skills? Mort bobs indignantly. And after all I've done for you. Well, I was thinking of your safety, Mort. I'm worried attaching your head to this thing would hurt you somehow. Mort stares at us for a moment. What, did we get married at some point? What's all this I don't want you to get hurt wash? Mort glares at us. If you really cared, you'd find a way to get my head on that giant skeleton's body. Oh, now we're playing this card. Sorry, I don't care about you that much. Let's go. Okay, let's examine it again. This time, examine the giant skeleton carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armor is riveted onto its ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As we study the frame behind the armor, we notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic and knee joints. A mass of thick leather cords and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. Okay, I guess we will examine the armor further next. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly and the symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow in the firelight, shifting slightly whenever we try to focus on them. Study the symbols. Almost unconsciously, we let our gaze relax as we look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbols cease shifting and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking pattern of runes reminds us of chains, and with that thought, we suddenly recall that these runes are some sort of warding enchantment. I guess we shall study and try and recall the enchantment then. We study the runes for a while, but we can't decipher the enchantment. It looks pretty complicated and we're having a hard time concentrating. Well, this seems like a good point to compare the runes to the runes in the Book of Tome and Ash. We consult the tome and compare the diagrams to the markings on the breastplate. From what we can make out, the runes are a lesser armoring enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings along the edges of the armor suggest that several greater necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. Well, let's see if Erin would be able to do this. Let's consult the tome and see if we can determine how they can be broken. From what we can make out from the tome, it seems the armoring enchantment applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantment allows the skeleton to be raised, but it is the warding enchantment that gives the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. We'd guess that if we were to mar the skeleton's wards, it would interpret it as an attack, unless we blinded it to our presence first. Well, seeing as there's only two options, it's quite obvious, as we have to start with the warding enchantment. If indeed it's possible for everyone to do this, that I'm not sure of. So let's see. We will try to mar the runes maintaining the warding first, then work backward through the rune pattern. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly our mind begins to focus and the runes begin to unravel beneath our attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. It collapses, falling to the floor with a crash of bones and a heavy clanging noise. Damn pile of bones. We wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound. Moving quickly, we sift through the skeleton's parts on the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but we discover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate with a majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. We have a feeling that it could prove useful. Well, just take it then, I guess, as we have that feeling. You know, Mort. It's kind of like a feeling thing. Rune of Lesser Warding. Invokes armor, teaches user armor. Of course for a wizard or mage. duration until destroyed by damage. Upon closer examination of the runes covering the surface of this breastplate, you think you might be able to unlock the rune's power and use it to invoke a primitive warding enchantment, similar to the one that protected the giant skeleton. Activating the rune will destroy the breastplate, however. Okay, well, what was the weight? 5. Let's have Mort carry that, and yeah. Let's check this wall now then next, I guess. Crescent hatchet. Too bad Erin is not a fan of axes. This huge hatchet has a crescent-shaped head. Although an intimidating weapon, it looks more decorative than functional. Not only is it extremely heavy, but the balance is poor and the edge is dull and pitted. Despite the difficulty in using the hatchet in combat, the long handle allows the wielder to put considerable force into the swing. Makes me wonder, that could be good for prying things open maybe, but I don't know. Fist irons, let's switch. We'll put the hatchet there. Okay then. I don't know if there's any point in messing with the rest of the skeletons, though we now know how to do it, but what would be the point? That's what Erin is wondering. Is there any point in wasting time here, unless we want to try and give one of these bodies to Mort? I have a feeling that will not work, so sorry Mort. Erin is perceptive enough to figure that out, that it's not going to work. So it is portal time. Time to get out of here for now, because we shall be returning here eventually, at least once. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's overwrite this one. And let's go out. I take it someone is searching for us. Yes, here we go, a small tomb-like room. This brazier has long since run dry of oil. Only ashes remain in the bottom. What was that? No. Hit it. Oh, shame. There are some remains here, and the sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There is no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. Interesting, and there's the exit.
All right.
Let's check these.
All right.
There's copper commons, I don't know, 30 maybe? Yes. And a note of someone. At this point we will check this note, what it is. This note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Vaxis, if you are reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. It clearly wasn't that ridiculous, as he is still there. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools. I beg to differ, actually, thought Erin out loud by himself. And they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Ragpicker Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Faraday is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that that stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emmerich I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farad's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Farad's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Pen. Okay. Ragpicker Square sounds like a fun place. Question is, of course, will we be needing the crooked finger? Well, it's a charm, it can be used, of course, but we'll probably end up in the mortuary again anyway, so we might as well actually keep it, at least for now. Let's make a quick save. So, we shall leave it here for now, and when we return, we will rest here before we go out wherever this leads, as the zombie spy did, the spy disguised as a zombie did mention that we are able to rest here. So we shall do that and contemplate a bit on Erin's thoughts about what he's heard and learned so far. So until next time.